A young guy named Taji, hiding from the controller, finds no other way but to jump off the train on the move. He is accidentally spotted by Yermina, a girl who got out of her car to wait for the train to pass. The young man goes home to his sister after a long separation. He buys her favorite ice cream, fashions himself by finding some perfume in his backpack. The half-naked sister opens the door and, not hiding her disappointment, invites her brother in. She is going on a date, coldly accepts the package with the gift and casually notices that her brother has grown up. As if flirting goodbye, Anka kisses her brother and asks if he loves her. Taji looks out the window, seeing her sister off with her new suitor, Andre. The room that once belonged to him turns out to be locked. He peeks through the hole to see that there is a pile of boxes in it. A little later, he does a little rearranging in his sister's room and sits down contentedly in an armchair. Late at night, Anka returns with her companion. Drunk and tipsy, they burst into the room. The sister sends her brother to sleep in the kitchen. Taji is angry, but he can't help it. In the morning he wakes up to the rustling in the kitchen and sees Andre pretending to be asleep. But Andre, not the least bit embarrassed, sits down next to the sleeping youth and understandably notices that Taji does not pity his sister's suitors. However, Andre is certain that they will soon become friends as they become one family. At breakfast, Anka asks how long her brother will stay. She does not believe that he is only here for the summer vacation. She points out that he no longer lives here, which means he can't move the furniture around as he pleases. Taji blames his sister, because she is the one who has moved him as far away as possible. Wanting to end the conversation, Anka talks about her serious plans with her new boyfriend, while stating that she is happy with him. Finally, she throws some change on the table and asks to be woken up for the evening. In the courtyard, Taji meets some girls. He recognizes Amina, but she pays no attention to him. Only when he leaves does she tell her friends that one day he will be her husband. On the way home, Amina changes her clothes and pulls off her jeans, since she lives in a gypsy neighborhood. There are guests in her house and, according to her mother, important guests from England, so they chat in the kitchen. Suddenly 3 men run into their neighborhood, smashing windows in houses, smashing cars and scaring children. The car of the visitor from England is also hit. Meanwhile, Anka brags to her brother about a new dress she can't afford, but really wanted to try on. A little later, Taji cooks a delicious dinner. Anka jokes, who does he have such talent in? After all, their mom wasn't a hustler. The guy suggests that maybe they're not related at all, they have different fathers. So maybe their mothers are different, too. Anka didn't like this kind of joke, and she suggests that he leave the apartment if they are strangers to each other. Taji worries that he bothers his sister with his presence, and his room is occupied by Andre's things, because of which the guy simply has nowhere to sleep. Confessing nostalgia, the guy looks at family photos of him and his sister when they were young. His attention is especially attracted by the semi-nude pictures of his sister as an adult, in one of which he scrutinizes her breasts. In the morning, right in the hallway of their apartment, Taji finds 2 guys stacking their books in a box. His room is vacated. Andre took care of this, as Anka decided that her brother would stay with her for the time being. Andre declares that he should not have occupied the Tajik's room and urges the boy to fight for everything of value to him. However, the guy is a pacifist by nature. His mother was a hippie and hung out with a punk, and his grandmother and grandfather were from Drogovic. After a game of soccer with his old buddies, Taji makes inquiries about Andrew. It turns out that the new suitor and sister have connections everywhere. He even got money from the European Union to build a new stadium. He is also married and has 2 children. Trying to reason with her sister, Taji, not shy in her words, calls Andre a liar, who promises to marry Anka without even intending to divorce him. Angry Anka retorts by saying that she called Taji's aunt and knows that he failed his exams. It turns out that he deceived her and did not come for the summer, but with the intention to move in and live. Anka demands that her brother pack his things and leave. And when Taji asks not to talk to him like that, she turns his entire bed upside down and shows her anger by calling her brother a pervert. Taji only wanted things to be like they used to be with his sister. At this point, they are distracted by the doorbell. The man checks the meter readings and gives the girl one last warning because she is not paying her bills. Watching Taji pack up, and the girl is overcome with guilt. And she admits that she regrets what she did in the past. She shouldn't have kicked her brother out when she put him in the care of a stranger. Afterward, they hug and cry. At the market, Taji meets Amina again. She offers to read his hand. She says he's in a bad way. In between, she doesn't forget to mention that she'll soon be his wife. At home, the boy finds Andre indulging in a flat-out affair with some blonde. The guy runs out into the courtyard and shouts loudly, attracting everyone's attention and pointing at Andrew, laughing that the man has brought his mistress to the bride house. At this time, Anka arrives and chases Andre away in tears. At night her brother comes to her and lies down beside her. Her sister rubs his hair tiredly and then asks him to go back to his room. The next day, Taji brings the rest of Andre's belongings to his boy's base. He deliberately emphasizes that he is from Drogovic and is clearly pleased to have defeated his sister's suitor. Anka takes the ice out of the refrigerator in tears. The electricity has been cut off for non-payment. Taji gives all the money he has, promising to get more. But the broken-hearted Anka only asks him to leave her alone. Taji starts a part-time job as a promoter and meets Amina. The girl guesses that the guy really needs the money and offers him his help. A little later, wanting to please her sister, Taji cleans all of her shoes to shine. Arriving after work, Anka changes in her room and notices her brother watching her. While making breakfast, the guy promises his sister to earn money again. Anka, however, takes his words as childish. The next day, the guy comes to the gypsy quarter, but he is immediately surrounded by the local guys. Amina comes to the rescue, threatening everyone with her father's rage. The girl knows how to get the money and as darkness falls, they sneak into the warehouse together. From there the boy steals the biggest Turkish rug to sell it at the market. Upon learning from the local merchant that they won't get more than $300, Amina takes matters into her own hands and cunningly proves that the rug is made of pure sheep's wool. But still Tajik is a little short of the full amount. The girl promises to return to him in an hour. Amina's house again helps her mother with the guests. She has long attracted the attention of the gypsy from England, who is interested in her studies and her favorite subject. Finding the gypsy girl's desire to become a Doctor Strange. Upon learning of this, the men at the table laugh, and the girl in the kitchen drops tears because her mother does not protect her at all. After pulling out the missing money from her home stash, the girl goes to the Tajik. The boy promises that from now on the girl can always count on his support. Happy, self-satisfied Taji watches from the next doorway for his sister, who suddenly discovers that there is electricity in the apartment. He returns home, delighting his sister with her favorite ice cream. Suddenly Amina shows up outside his house, in desperate need of someone to talk to. However, the Tajik interrupts the girl saying that he is busy right now and suggests she meet tomorrow. When he returns home, he enters his sister's bathroom and climbs on top of her naked. Anka protests and tries to throw her brother out. This causes Tajik to be slightly perplexed. After all, she didn't mind before. Unable to sleep, Anka goes to her brother and with a light touch wakes him up. She is saddened that he no longer wants to be her brother. And this is not normal or right. The Tajik confesses his love for her and tells her that he no longer wants to be ashamed of his feelings. Together they indulge in their forbidden and mutual desire. The carefree, perfectly happy guy wanders around the mall and meets Andre. A little later, with a smile on his face, he walks out of the store with the very dress that Anka once flaunted on all fours. The guy runs home, silently enters the apartment, he unplugs the wires from the intercom, taping them with chewing gum. Meanwhile, Andre's car pulls up to the house. Taji is already waiting for him, assuring him that Anka has left, and there is no one in the house. The intercom goes silent, so Andre leaves. A little later, Taji buys 2 movie tickets, wanting to get his sister out of the house. On his return, however, he finds Andre in the kitchen. The brother gives his sister a scandal, threatening to kill him or to kill himself. Some time later, Andre, accompanied by Anka, attends an event to celebrate the opening of the stadium. During the evening's festivities, Anka dances with an official who begins to get handsy. The girl reports this to Andre, who only cares that the man will soon be a minister, after which she promises him a good place on the campaign list. Anka gets angry and leaves for the bathroom. Andre follows her, insisting that she go to the hotel with this man. The girl, understandably, does not agree, and Andre abruptly grabs her by the hair, while insisting that then they will all go together. However, at the car, it turns out that Andrew is not going to go with them after all. As a result, Anka slaps her fiancé in the face, chases the man out of the cab, and leaves for home. The brother sees all this and runs home, wanting to comfort his sister. The girl doesn't want to see anyone, slams the door in his face and cries alone. Meanwhile, a wedding is being celebrated in the gypsy quarter. Emina is given in marriage to a gypsy from England. Her whole family is happy except for her. In the midst of the festivities, vandals pelt the celebrants with combustible mixtures and flee the scene in a hurry. Near the railroad tracks, Taji meets one of these guys. On hearing what they've arranged, Taji throws himself at the guy with his fists. Next we see the guy go to the place where he and Emina used to hang out. After a while, the girl in the wedding dress shows up as well. Emina accuses the guy of ignoring her when she needed him most. But now she's married and hates Tajik for it. After giving the guy his first and last kiss, the girl says goodbye to him and leaves. Already in the morning, Tajik returns home. Anka informs him that his things are already packed. Reluctantly, she puts a container of ice cream on the table, then holds out a spoon to him.